Yo guys, welcome back to the vlog. Sorry if the quality's not the best. My camera died actually, but we have a little bit of an update. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little montage of me getting new parts. All those parts in the beginning were for Wago. We're going to be getting them installed very soon. I've just been extremely busy trying to make all the money to buy all these parts. But right now, we are at Performance Porting. This is the shop where the Prelude motor is being built. And we also have some more goodies to drop off to them here. So let me show you what we got. So here we have an ATI damper here. Boom. Harmonic balancer. You guys know this is definitely going to come in handy to basically keep a lot of those vibrations down in the motor. She's looking nice and pretty there. This little thing right here is just a manual tensioner. The auto tensioners on the H22s like to go out randomly. So we just decided to go the manual tensioner route. In this little box here, we have our balance shaft block off plate by 1320. So yeah, it's just a little package there with all the little things we need to do the balance shaft delete. And right here we have Honda S300. It is the version 3 with the Bluetooth, and then we have a P28 VTEC ECU here. That's basically already chipped and ready to go. And then as for the big boy box here, we have a, hold on, let me get all this foam out of the way. We have a twin disc clutch here. You guys know we want to be making over 600 horsepower, so we need a clutch that's going to be able to handle it. The twin disc should be enough to get us to where we need to be. So guys, we have the head right here. It's just being tanked and washed. He just took it out of the tank. We're probably going to run it back in there again, just because we were finding some gunk and some stuff inside some of the oil passageways. So we just want to make sure everything is clean and done right. Even if it takes more time, I just want to make sure it's done right the first time, because obviously we're going to be slapping a lot of horsepower on this motor, and I would hate for anything to break or go wrong just because we didn't go back and double or triple check and make sure everything was done right. So as soon as that gets done being cleaned, he's going to throw in the Super Tech springs and retainers, get everything else set up to where it will be ready to bolt onto the bottom end. Here we got the Mall Gold pistons already attached to the Manley rods. Yeah, those will be ready to throw into the bottom end here. He has already polished the crank. Another thing that we had done, as you guys can kind of see here on the crank, he actually machined out kind of like a little gully there, and it really will just help with oil flow. So we had that done too. It was just an added thing that I could get done, so I decided to do it because more oil, keep the engine more lubricated. It's just gonna all be better in the long run. So yeah, that's basically what we have so far here. We were just waiting on a few more parts, which I just brought in, kind of like what I showed you guys earlier in the video. And basically now we should be ready to put the whole motor together, and at that point it should be ready to go into the Prelude and we can start getting those braking miles in. Well guys, we just left Performance Porting. I'm so excited to finally get this motor for the Prelude done. I've been working so hard to try and get all the final parts that we need. I've been waiting on the mail. You guys know the mail system's backed up with everything going on right now, but we are that much closer to getting everything done. For those of you that have been following me on the channel for some time now, you guys know it's been taking a while for me to kind of get this motor built and everything going on. You know, life kind of throws you its curveballs and you have certain things that you need to get through, but we've been getting through them. We're gonna start getting things done. Ultimately though, I want to have the car running and dialed in by next season. I want to be able to bring you guys with me to the track, participate in some track events, do some roll racing, really just be able to bring you guys some really good fire content. But while we're waiting for the Prelude motor to finally be wrapped up and get ready to drop into the car, we're gonna be focusing on a little bit of some Wago content. Yo guys, so it is the next day. We are in here in Wago right now, and we are going to take Wago over to the shop. She seems to be having kind of these weird issues again. I thought I fixed it, but I think the TPS just needs to be calibrated properly, and we might look over the EGR and IACV as well, basically to just kind of see what's going on with the car. It just is under power and things like that. So I'm gonna throw you guys on the GoPro and we're gonna baby her over to the shop. All right guys, I got you here on the GoPro. We're about to start Wago up now. Hopefully she starts up. Probably gonna have a pretty loud idle because it is very cold today and I have not started her in a day or two, so let's make it happen. And she's alive, folks. Yep, idle is kind of rough right now. I'm gonna just let it warm up, and hopefully we should be able to get her over to the shop and see if we can get things tuned up. As you guys can see, I still do not have the center console put back in. I'm really just gonna start cleaning up the interior pretty soon here, and then yeah, get everything put back together. Check engine light right now. Just kind of breaking up as I'm cruising. It's like on partial throttle. It just kind of breaks up, acts a little funny, kind of like what I've explained to you guys before. I'm sure it'll make it to the shop fine. Yeah, we'll be all right. In traffic. Man, honestly, I really do not like traffic. I guess like everybody else. Okay, well homies, we got Wago up here at the shop. She made it fine. The check engine light is on now, so we're gonna get in here and run some codes and see what we can figure out. Got a nice little S2000 here. The shop got a few cool cars. Got a red S2000 over there chilling too. I think a lot of these cars here, you know, a lot of turbo builds, of course. Got a pretty cool Supra here. We got an Evo there. Yeah, some cool cars. So guys, that actually just reminded me, yes, this is a Manly Rods box, but in here we have a set of some Eagle rods here. So when I had gotten the Mall Gold pistons for the Prelude originally, I had gotten them from a private seller and they were already attached to these Eagle rods. This was after I'd already bought the Manly rods though. So basically we just have an extra set of rods for an H22, and there's only one other car I can think of with an H22 here, Wago. So yeah, maybe next season we might throw these in with some pistons and make some boost on Wago. But I don't want to spill the beans too much for you guys. You will just have to wait and see. All right, guys. Well, right now we're working on Wago, trying to get everything sorted. We got the Honda, the S300, the V3 in there now. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to pull the car in, try and get some things tuned up. We need to adjust the TPS. That's probably going to help us a lot. We might need to get a new IACV on there because the one on there I think might just be trashed. We also noticed a ground wire on there is snapped. So we're just going to try and do some cleaning up around the car, and we might get some pulls on the dyno just to really have a ballpark idea of what power Wago's putting to the ground all motor right now. So let's get to it.
idle valve.
Okay.
And basically what they do is they don't seal up right there.
Right.
And that's what causes it to surge idle.
I see.
So if we can turn this back, if it's not stuck, and seal it back up, this thing, the idle should just be just fine.
Okay, awesome. Yeah,
Did you see that, how it just spun?
How it spun, yeah.
Right? So it's probably gonna fall out of there.
Okay, good to know. Do these things normally go bad, or?
No, just about everyone I see, you just gotta crank them back in and you're fine.
Good to know.
So
and how do they usually get loose like that?
I would imagine engine vibration.
I see.
Probably causes that.
Okay.
But yeah, you see how it's just turning there?
Yeah.
So we'll get it all the way down there. And you can see that thing starting to really
tighten up
center.
now. Right. Dang. Yeah, I never would have guessed like that would have been.
Yeah,
awesome.
I got all kinds of stories of how I learned this trick. So if it ever happens again, you literally got to just take this off. It's two 10 mils underneath there.
Okay.
And then this little cover. So
sick.
I tried to be smart and just take the cover off and wiggle back there and
do
get
it that way.
And I dropped one of these stupid little screws.
Oh.
So that should handle the idle.
Sick. Sick. Yeah, that looks much nicer. Yeah. Our old ground wire was torn, and we had no connection. So now we got that refitted there, and we should be good to throw it all back in the car now. Okay, so we basically got all the little stuff buttoned up. We needed to replace a ground wire. We needed to adjust a couple other little things regarding the whole idling process with the car. We're gonna go in here, start her up, and see how she runs. Check engine light gone for now. Ooh.
Low on battery.
Or did we just blow a fuse? Okay. And wow. It idles like a stock car again.
Actually, go watch your starter when I start this thing.
Okay.
See the barrel here on the outside of the starter?
Yes.
Watch just watch that sticker, basically.
So he told me to watch the sticker when he starts it. So we'll go ahead and... Oh, wow. Yeah. That's not supposed to do that,
no,
huh?
So you need a new starter because that shit's about falling apart.
Okay, good to know. Perfect. Wow, yeah. It idles normally. We'll get a new starter for Wago pretty soon here. It's good that we were able to catch that.
Yep, so we're going to do starter in both battery plants.
Yes, that's right, because those are kind of loose. And yeah, thank you so much for your help.
You're very, very welcome.
We made it happen. Oh, so we're also going to dyno the car just to kind of get a base idea of what the car is going to put down. Yep. What's your guess?
So my guess is I'm going to say 155 to the wheel.
155, man. He doesn't have a whole lot of hope in Wago. I am going to go with 175. What did Dustin guess? He was thinking 180, 190?
180, 190.
Okay. That's... I don't know. I'm eager to see what she could do.
I got to set the dyno up.
Okay.
So basically, we're going to roll the car at 3,000 RPMs.
Okay.
And then I'm going to sample it, and the dyno's going to figure out what our actual ratio is.
Right.
And then it'll figure out engine RPM.
Okay. Awesome. So it's probably making about the same amount.
Yeah. So it makes slightly less.
Oof.
But it did that probably because we sat there idling it, so the car will actually heat soak.
Okay.
But the good part is that it's repeatable. The car's doing what the car does.
Okay. So there's at least consistency.
Consistency's there. That means the dyno's doing its thing. The real deal is okay, why are we so far down on horsepower?
Right. Because 131,
that's drastically down. That's screaming there's something wrong with the car. So
right.
The first thing I see when I do a poll is that I notice that on the data log on the ECU versus what we're seeing on the dyno,
right, is
there's a serious RPM discrepancy going on, right? So we got to figure that out. The other thing that we already kind of know, because we looked around, is we decided to shoot the timing.
Right.
And we found out that when we shoot the timing, so ideally we lock the timing with the laptop at 16 degrees. I should be able to set this to 0, shoot down at my mark, and I should see my 0 mark in the little indicator of where it's supposed to be.
Right.
When we shoot it with this car, we find out that we don't see that mark until it's actually, so my timing light's saying 85 degrees.
Right.
Which is indicating that we're like way after top dead center. And if that's the case, our ignition timing is causing our power to be down drastically. We're gonna set the timing light at 85, right? Okay. And now if we shoot down in our hole, you can see our 15-degree mark bouncing in there. It might be really hard to see.
Yeah, it might be hard to see to catch on camera, but it's definitely bouncing in there, guys.
Bouncing in there, we can see it.
Right.
As soon as we move it, right, it should be at 16.
Right.
Which is like that. But when we shine in there, we have no mark at all.
Nothing.
The car seems to run decent, right? And we're not like, it's not like it won't start up or it's having a really hard start or like kick back or something like that. So we definitely got an issue and we're gonna have to like dig around and figure out what it is.
So yeah, she's a little low on horsepower, which is okay because number one, she's a project car, and number two, this is a mystery motor, so we don't really know all of the history. You guys know it came from a donor car. But other than that, she seems to be running a lot more smoothly. And also what it's telling us is, yeah, the numbers might be low, but at least it's doing it consistently. I think it's just going to be a lot more of just troubleshooting, doing some more diagnosis, and really ultimately just trying to get down to the bottom of this. But I would definitely say we were able to get a lot of progress done today for sure. When we brought the car in today, it was misfiring, ran like crap, bucking and surging. And now we have a solid idle. We have some numbers thanks to this man here. So we at least now have a baseline of what to go by. And we can really start diving into this thing and cleaning her up. Well guys, there you have it. We got Wago on the dyno. We basically fixed the idling issue that it was having, the surging and the bucking. I kind of just drove it around real quick. It feels way more smooth than it did before. Ultimately, I am a little disappointed that we're only making like 131 horsepower. Like from an age, man, that's sad news, to be honest with you. Even naturally aspirated, it should be doing better than that. But what we do have now is we do have information. So we know the steps that we need to take from here on out to ultimately get towards fixing the problem and hopefully moving towards turbo stuff for the Wago in the future. But if you guys watched all the way through the video, I really appreciate it. You guys know I'm just trying to build the channel one good video at a time. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.